When it comes to growing your tree service business, one of the best ways that we believe to grow any business, in fact, is to get leads from a lead provider. You want high quality leads that are assessed coming into you on a regular basis that you can expand and grow your business. However, all that being said, one of the biggest issues with regard to leads from any lead provider is lead quality. Now, what I mean by this is if you get a poor lead in that doesn't really need or hasn't got a high likelihood of converting into a prospect, it's money down the tubes from any tree removal company. So my name is Patrick from Treecostpro, and I want to give you basically 5 ways that you can assess the quality of those leads before you buy them. So this should allow you to, I suppose, pre-check the quality of those leads before you spend money on leads that you find out that are going nowhere. So those 5 ways are, starting with number 1, is to ask the question, will you be receiving live phone calls? Now, what I mean by this is live phone calls versus, let's just say, text-based or a text lead coming in information on a call, the name, number, address, and details. When it comes to a live phone call, it's a much higher quality lead in that allows you to read so many more things that you won't read on paper, so to speak. For example, it allows you to get a better understanding of what the caller wants, how urgent it is. It allows you to influence the caller more. It allows you to assess the urgency, to ask questions, what the priorities are. All this information is very hard to read on paper, but when you're talking to somebody, you're able to get a much greater perspective as to what type of caller that is and what type of prospect it may lead to. Number 2 is to ask the question, are those leads exclusive to you? If those leads are not exclusive to you, well, then they're likely to be shared among your competitors in that city. Now, if the leads are exclusive to you, you have a much greater influence in converting that prospect into a customer. In that, you have the chance to talk to them, you have the chance to minimize the competition. For example, if you're going to satisfy a prospect that are calling you for a quote and you give them full assurance that you can come out and you can handle a job, there's a less likelihood that they're going to go to 2 or 3 more competitors on the list. You're also able to handle the estimate quickly. When you're getting a lead in on paper, everybody's getting it at the same time. You don't know how old it is. You don't know how hot that lead is. And again, your interpretation of that information on paper is everybody else's. Whereas if it's exclusive and you're able to talk to that customer, you have a much better perspective on that prospect. Again, all our leads that we send to tree companies are exclusive. Number 3 is, how highly qualified is that lead? In that, if you're going to receive leads, you also may receive phone calls about other services, such as maybe search engine optimization or stuff that has got nothing to do with a customer looking for an estimate on a tree removal job. You want to avoid paying for dud leads because basically it's a time and a cost to you. You also want to ask the question, can that caller be eliminated? If somebody, for example, a directory service calling you and they want to post your business on that directory, are they going to call you back again? You want to find out, can you eliminate that caller? Basically, also, if that's a wasted call, can it be refunded? These are things that can be managed, and in fact, we provide all of that. We pre-qualify all our leads. Number 4 would be, do the prospects have high buyer intent? And what I mean by this is, if a prospect is just looking for information, they may not be at that purchasing stage. But if a person has high buyer intent, for example, they tend to be asking questions about price. They tend to be very specific about their questions. They also may have a sense of urgency and our purpose about that. Again, all our leads have higher buyer intent in that our customers are chasing information about costings, so we know their intent and purpose is very high. Number 5 in that list would be, is that lead provider an industry specialist? If you're receiving leads from a provider that provides leads right across the industry, they're less likely to be tailor-making and screening those leads to make sure that the quality coming in are extremely high. That flexibility won't be there. On the other hand, if the lead provider is a specialist in the industry, in the tree industry and the tree industry only, there is greater flexibility in making sure that your leads come in are of very high quality and very high standard. Again, my name is Patrick from Treecostpro, and we're the Tree Service Cost Guide. So we're a market leader in providing tree owners with advice on costs. So people come to us looking for advice on costs, and as a result of that, they ask us for a recommendation in the local city as to who we think we'd recommend so they can actually go and get costs. So we tend to work with 1 or 2 providers in each city as partners that we can recommend on our leads to that. All our leads pass all the criteria that I talked about here, but we only work with 1 to 2 providers per city. We're not a directory service. We basically try and partner with a company that we can work long-term with and make sure the quality of leads we pass on is of a very high standard. And again, as I say, we only work with tree care industry leads. We don't do anything else. If this is something that may be of interest to you, again, my name is Patrick Thomas. You can contact me here at patrick@treecostpro.com, or the number is 617-202-2924. If you're looking to expand into a city or any city across the US, in fact, we can get you leads and get you set up and make sure those leads are of a high quality and that they pass the criteria that we've set, in that they're live phone calls, they're exclusive to you, they're pre-qualified, they have higher buyer intent, and that, we, as I said, we specialize just in tree industry leads for the tree removal sector. So if this is something that be of interest to you, give me a call here or make a contact with us, and we'd be delighted to help you out. Okay, I'll talk to you soon. I hope this has been of use to you. Okay, take care. Bye-bye.